Another shooting in LoDo as police rush to make an arrest tonight. We dig into a disturbing crime trend.
The only thing worse than getting towed?
You don't expect for your car to be towed if you're not breaking any rules. It's just that simple.
Is trying to get someone to listen.
It was like speaking to a brick wall.
Contact Denver 7 goes in depth, towing nightmares and how state lawmakers plan to help people keep their cars.
Plus, this group's message is clear: put up or shut up.
First, it is false to claim that thousands of dead people voted.
Colorado County clerks from both parties challenge dangerous conspiracy theories.
And only in Colorado, this water skiing tradition involves snowboards and awards for the best wipeouts.
Thank you for joining us tonight for Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Brian Wang. We begin tonight with developing news in LoDo, where police are on the scene of yet another shooting tonight during a busy time on the weekend.
And this just adds to growing concerns about violence in this area. Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez is live now. Ivan, what are you hearing?
Well, I'm right on the corner of 20th and Market. Just behind me is Coors Field, about a block away. Right now, where I'm standing in a parking lot right across the street from View House was completely taped off by police. We saw a large police presence in the area. It seems they're beginning to wind down their investigation. We can only see really one cop car left, maybe two. Right where that cop car is behind me, though, I thought was really interesting to see, because there was a car. It looked like a two-door sedan, but the front door was completely open, and it's been like that for a couple of hours. Looks like a tow truck arrived on scene, and that car will be going away shortly. What Denver police is telling us is that there was a shooting between two men. One man went to the hospital. He's expected to survive. The other man has been arrested. All this occurring really not even that late into the night, right around 7 p.m. A frightening scene for many people here enjoying their Saturday evening right near Coors Field. Right now, there are no road closures, no traffic's being affected. Earlier today, a couple hours ago, some people were having difficulties just getting to their cars, but police let them access it and be able to leave the area safely. Again, like I said, a chilling experience for many people who were out here earlier this evening. Live near Coors Field, Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
Ivan, thank you so much. All right, going in depth now, the LoDo area has been an absolute hotspot for shootings lately. Just last week, a 21-year-old man was fatally shot off of Larimer and 20th Streets. The weekend before that, a man was rushed to the hospital after being shot at Union Station's bus terminal. And on New Year's, a quadruple shooting killed 2 people and injured 2 others near 19th and Blake Street. My wife and I were actually just a couple blocks away. I have an apartment in that area, so I really feel for people in this community. It's just sad when we go out. Got to watch our backs.
It's scary that it's come to this.
It sure is. All right, Contact Denver 7 has been exposing issues with Colorado's towing industry for the last year, and the stories just keep coming in.
They certainly do. A Denver man is now suing one tow operator he says wrongfully took his car. At the same time, lawmakers are trying to keep this from happening. Ivan Rodriguez starts our in-depth coverage.
3 weeks ago, Clayton Hammock had gone out to meet friends for the night at Charlie's on Colfax. But instead of driving home after, he ended up paying hundreds of dollars just to get his car from a tow yard.
You don't expect to be towed when you're not breaking any rules.
Hammock says when he arrived at Charlie's, he parked in an area designated for customers.
There aren't many signs, but the few signs that are there, they say that they're reserved for the business only. So, I mean, that's pretty hard to misconstrue that.
On his way out, when he noticed his car was gone, he thought it had been stolen.
My first thought was to talk to the police officers that were there, because I thought my car had been stolen. And then I quickly realized my car had been towed.
Hammock ordered an Uber to Elite Towing, determined to resolve the issue and ready to provide proof he was a customer at the bar.
My first thought is I'll call my credit card company and I'll have the credit card representative tell the person working at the towing yard the receipts for the times that I was there. So one's for $33, one's for $46, one's for $25. So I mean, it paints a picture that I was there.
But even with proof, Hammock says it didn't matter.
It was like speaking to a brick wall.
Eventually, he says Elite Towing called police.
When the police arrived, I was thinking that they would be helpful, and they again just said the same thing, that it's a civil matter, and if the car was towed illegally, that I would have to sue.
After paying $352, he did just that and filed a lawsuit in small claims court.
I would like for Elite Towing to know that they shouldn't tow people's cars illegally.
Hammock says when he asked why his car was towed, Elite Towing only responded by saying they don't tow cars that shouldn't be towed. When Denver 7 reached out to the tow company, we were told managers weren't in the office and they couldn't provide comment. A moment Hammock says only deters him from going out and supporting businesses.
You don't expect for your car to be towed if you're not breaking any rules. It's just that simple.
Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
All right, some Colorado lawmakers say it is time to level the playing field between tow operators and the public. Legislation just introduced would create a towing bill of rights. So that bill would ban towing for expired plates. It would prevent tow companies from seizing someone's car if they can't afford fees. It would limit the cost of non-consensual tows, and it would give more power for the oversight to the Attorney General and state regulators. This is an issue our Contact Denver 7 team has been passionate about exposing. So if you have a story you'd like our Contact Denver 7 team to investigate, just send an email to contact7@thedenverchannel.com.
2020 election deniers will be demonstrating at the state capitol this upcoming week. But before they do, a bipartisan group of county clerks from across Colorado are asking them to show proof of election fraud or stop making these claims. During a press conference Sunday morning, county clerk officials said they've endured 2 years of false claims from conspiracy theorists. They highlighted the real-life impacts and dangers such claims have on the community. Among the speakers were Republican Weld County Clerk Carly Copps and Denver County Clerk Paul Lopez, a Democrat.
The biggest message is, again, we are putting this demand if they are acting in good faith, that they do come and bring us not just the reports, but everything, all of the data that they analyze, all of the affidavits that they have, anything and everything. Bring it to us and we will make sure and give it its fair due in investigation.
They say these claims have subjected them to increasing hostility and even threats. Some county clerks say they've also had to spend thousands of hours answering questions about these claims from the public. Moving forward, county officials say they plan to implement even more election security measures, like increasing signature verification audits and voter lists.
Tonight, police in Windsor are still trying to figure out why a driver hit multiple pedestrians, killing one of those people. Windsor police say that driver was in a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee driving down Eastman Park Saturday night. For unknown reasons, hit those pedestrians. Emergency crews rushed to the scene where one of the pedestrians died. The others did not need to go to the hospital, but as of right now, it's unclear if the Jeep driver was arrested or what may have caused that crash.
At least 7 people were killed and at least 34 others were injured in a shelling Sunday evening in Kharkiv. Ukrainian military officials say children were among the victims. Russian forces are withdrawing from northern Ukraine but appear to be redeploying in the southern and eastern parts of the country. The latest Russian attack striking the port city of Odessa, an oil refinery, and 3 fuel depots reportedly hit. Here's ABC's Alex Brachet with the details.
Ukraine's third largest city and main port, Odessa, hit with several massive strikes on Sunday. Russian military claims the attack destroyed an oil refinery and 3 fuel depots which had been supplying fuel to a nearby group of Ukrainian troops. But in the north, Ukrainian officials declaring the entire region of the capital city of Kyiv has been liberated. Satellite images confirming Russian forces are retreating from the north, many moving to battlefields in the east and south.
I think there's a lot of evidence that Putin is simply taking his troops out of the northern part of the country to redeploy them to the eastern part of the country, to relaunch a battle there. So I think there have been victories for the Ukrainians so far, but this war, sadly, is far from over.
In the town of Bucha, just outside Kyiv, residents who stayed through the fighting accused the Russian soldiers of killing civilians. Those people were just walking, he says, and they shot them without any reason. This man says of his neighbor, he worked in landscaping, a peaceful, honest person crushed to death by a Russian armored personnel carrier. Ukrainian President Zelensky on CBS calling it genocide.
We are the citizens of Ukraine. We have more than 100 nationalities. This is about the destruction and extermination of all these nationalities.
Even as the Russians retreat from the north, the situation is still treacherous. Ukrainian officials warn Russian troops planted mines in homes, on the streets, and under dead bodies. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis worsens. The Red Cross still unable to reach the besieged city of Mariupol. For the first time this week, more than 1,000 people arrived from Mariupol to the government-controlled city of Zaporizhia. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
Take a look at this. South Metro Fire spent a good part of the Sunday cleaning up this mess. They tweeted about an acid spill at a Highlands Ranch swimming school. You can see they had to spray down the men in suits afterwards as an extra precaution. 20 gallons of muriatic acid spilled inside the building overnight, and it started leaking onto the sidewalk outside. So crews quickly hosed down the property, and they did keep everyone safe.
There's not a memory from my childhood that I don't have, that I haven't been here.
A lifelong family endeavor now gone for good. Why they're questioning the landlord's decision to shut down their restaurant and how they plan to survive.
Plus, a Colorado kind of wipeout. We take you behind the scenes of the famous pond skim in Purgatory.